Welcome back to the channel. It is Christine with the gaugegirltraining, an online meal planning and coaching service. And today we are talking about whether or not you should weigh yourself daily. And I have mixed feelings about this. I want to share my thoughts. And I would love it if you guys would let me know how you feel about this topic, because the scale is one of those subjects that it can really shake your mood. It could be a tool. It could be a very helpful tool. And it could also be one of those things that is not necessarily helpful. What the heck am I doing? Hello, everyone. It's Christine with Gauge Girl Training, online meal planning and coaching service. I'm a food scientist and chemical engineer, and today we're talking about whether or not you should weigh yourself daily. And it's going to depend on the person. You're okay doing it daily, but taking an average for the week helps you stay grounded. And that is a very solid perspective, Michaela. And I actually have a very similar headspace. Here's the thing. Weighing yourself daily could be bad if you're going to be the type of person that it rocks your mood. If it's going to be one of those things where you might go off the deep end because you're frustrated about your weight and you're frustrated about the fluctuations and you're very prone to reactive behavior. If you're reactive, it's probably not the best idea. However, what I've been finding is, and if you guys are enjoying my live streams and any of my content has ever been valuable to you on this channel, I would love it for you guys to take 2 seconds, give this live stream a thumbs up. And yes, please do that, guys. I believe you have to hit the 3 dots in the corner of your screen. And I can't see the way it looks for you guys. So you think you get more pissed not seeing the fat percentage move rather than weight. And that is a very solid point there, Michaela, because ultimately at the end of the day, body fat percentage and your measurements are what matters the most. I just had a client who had a check-in. Her scale weight in the last 2 weeks went up a pound. So you might be like, I'm doing all this work and I'm gaining weight. Oh my goodness, and then go off the deep end there. However, her inches showed that she lost 3/4 of an inch off of the smallest part of her waist during that time. So what I contextualized to her, I was like, when you see the scale go up, but your body is physically getting smaller and tighter, that's a sign of muscle growth. That's a sign that you are gaining lean muscle mass. Because think about it. If your torso is getting smaller, where most fat accumulates on like 90% of people, that's going to be the most sensitive area of your body that gives you the best gauge of where you're at body fat percentage wise. If your inches go down, but the scale does fluctuate up a little bit, guess what? You just gained muscle. Think about that. And that's a good thing, because when you're trying to shift your body composition, my friends, the scale can be a mind F. Pardon my French, a mind F, because you can feel like nothing's changing, but the reality is the tools to accurately measure body fat percentage, hello from Cali, the tools to accurately measure body fat percentage and muscle mass, that's hard for the average person to have access to those types of tools that you can monitor these shifts and changes more regularly in a meaningful way. So what I love to do is I like to base things off of progress photos. I like to base it off of measurements. Now with the measurements, make sure you're measuring your arms, your chest. Now when you measure the chest, don't measure at the nipple, measure like under the armpit, because that's going to encompass the upper back. In this area, you definitely want to measure the smallest part of your waist. You also probably want to measure your navel as well, the hips, the thighs, the calves. You could also measure your neck as well, but there's a rule of thumb. I'm not sure if you guys know this. Did you know that anatomically your neck is 50% of your waist? And I actually know this from when I worked in retail when I was in high school. I realized that when we were folding jeans at this place that I worked, you could literally take jeans and hold them around your neck and put them like wrap them this way to see if that's gonna, because the the surface of the jeans is 50% of your waist, which is your neck. So I'm not sure if you guys knew that your neck is 50% of your waist, which goes to tell you that as you lose weight, how many of you guys notice weight loss in your face and neck in addition to the stomach? I think that losing weight in the face, especially the face and neck, are two places that are very noticeable. You just did that this weekend and you didn't know that. It's very, very, very noticeable in the face and neck. Especially, I noticed that when my clients are leaning out, you start seeing more of the jaw. You start seeing a more defined jaw as opposed to like more moon face. And moon face is also a side effect of elevated cortisol. You just did that this weekend and you didn't know that. Yes, the jeans are, put that around your neck. It's always a good rule of thumb. If you're ever in a department store, you're shopping and you don't feel like trying clothes on, definitely do that trick. But the question I have for you guys is, now when is it good to weigh yourself daily? Now, I went through a season of very, very successful nervous system regulation, very successful fat loss, and I have lost over 25 pounds in the last year. I am 44 years old, and it hasn't been as easy as it once was in my 30s and in my 20s. Anyone else here find that weight loss is a little bit harder over 35? I know it is harder for me. I know it's harder for my clients, and it's not harder necessarily because it's impossible. It just feels harder because why? The methodology and the approach and the way you go about it needs to be different. How do you lose weight in your face? That's a really great question, and I'm glad you asked. The number one way to lose weight in your face is to, number one, reduce your inflammation, which means inflammation is when you start to have fluid accumulation in the face, in the neck, in the fingers, in the hands, in the joints, swelling due to foods that have a tendency to be inflammatory, such as dairy, gluten, sometimes high FODMAP foods, sugars, specific types of fats and oils, highly refined processed foods, and eliminating those types of things as well as added sugar are huge, 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 huge for being able to maintain a leaner face. Lowering your cortisol. My best hack for lowering your cortisol, you guys know what it is: magnesium glycinate. It is the truth. I take magnesium glycinate before bedtime. It not only promotes deep, restful sleep, it's very good at restoring your body's natural rhythms. It's good at naturally balancing your hormones. It's good at preventing hot flashes. It's good at just giving you that deep, solid, restful, quality sleep. And we do have a promo happening right now on gaugegirltraining where any capsule product, whether that's our magnesium, our indole 3-carbinol, that's amazing for any of you ladies who are dealing with stubborn hormonal belly. In addition to our probiotics, all excellent, top tier, highly effective, scientifically formulated products. And there's a promotion there and a promo code. I believe it's buy one, get one half off. So make sure you check that out on Gauge Life. And while I'm doing announcements really quick before I finish my point here, 42 Hard Challenge. Enrollment's open. This challenge starts, I believe, on March 2nd or 3rd, whichever one's the Monday. I don't have it right in front of me. 42 days of targeted adherence. Now, this challenge is harder than our other challenges because the things are not optional. It's you have to do your steps. You have to hit these macros. You have to do these things. And the winner is going to get a free, all expense paid trip and get to participate in a photo shoot with me here in person. And it's going to be a really big deal. So 42 Hard, it's going to get you the finest results of the year. And if you're watching this and you're like, Christine, I need a focused push, kick in the behind. I need locked in. I need that structure. I need that accountability. I need to get rid of my bad habits and I need to just buckle down. Guys, I also offer a money back guarantee on the results, provided you follow the program that I'm providing for you. And again, the program is customized based off of your answers to a detailed form. Now, if any of you watching this are like, Christine, that sounds cool, I'm interested, but I have some questions, you can book a one-on-one complimentary discovery call with me personally. There are limited spots available, but if you wanted to nab one of those spots to book a free call, let's do it. During this call, I will listen to you. I will get a gauge for where you're at with things, and I'll make a recommendation of which type of program I have is going to be the best fit for you. And also, it is nice to connect with you guys on the phone if any of you guys just wanted to just have that check and what's the word I'm looking for? I guess validation that you're making the right move. So for those of you guys just joining, we are talking about whether or not you should weigh yourself daily. My name is Christine Haranik, food scientist and chemical engineer, and I'm going to just ask you all to do me the hugest favor, and that is to give this live stream a thumbs up. I know you guys are there. I know you guys are watching. I can see you guys, so please help your girl out and give me a like on this video. Now, when is it a good thing to weigh yourself daily? Like I was saying, I lost over 25 pounds this year, and weighing myself daily has been a helpful and essential part of my success. And the reason for that is because I was able to monitor trends. If you can emotionally detach yourself from the number on the scale and just look at it as a data point, meaning you're not going to get upset if it goes way up, you're not going to, like, have a Super Bowl party if it goes down. Like, look at it so you could understand and monitor your body, because sometimes when you go on these stints of time where you don't really weigh yourself and you don't pay attention to that whatsoever, again, there's pros to that. If you need to avoid the scale for your emotional regulation, I support that. However, I also support it if that data is useful to you and if you can look at it emotionally detached and observe the trends and see, when it's like right before your period, your scale might go up a little bit, or you might notice that if you had a high carb day, or if you had some carbonated beverages, or this, that, the other. Or the thing is, you might also identify lows in your weight trend that let's say you're 150 pounds, and over the course of 2 weeks, you might be 151.2, 48, 148, 149.6. Like, there might be more trends that you could identify and learn about yourself. And the reason why I say that is it's just very, very important for you guys to understand that data is not bad. Data is not bad. And by a show of hands, how many of you guys think that you would be more mindful and acutely aware of how your body is progressing and performing if you did weigh yourself daily, at least for like 6 weeks? If you did this every day for 6 weeks, would it help you or would it hurt you? And I would encourage you guys to not be afraid of a number on a scale. It's a data point. It can identify trends in how your body is responding to programming. And losing weight can be good, but it's not the end all be all if your measurements are shifting, if your energy is shifting, if things feel more stable overall. And as a result of that, it can be very helpful and useful. So here's the bottom line. I have no problem with you guys weighing yourself daily if you can emotionally detach from the number and utilize it as a data point. It would help because it would make you more mindful of your food choices. And see, that's another part that is so important. And I'm really glad you brought that up because you're right. Daily weigh-ins. Now, if you're going to do a daily weigh-in, you need to be really consistent with it. What I love to do is first thing in the morning, empty stomach, after you've used the restroom, and your scale needs to be on a hard, flat surface where it's not moved. Now, that being said, if there's any programming and entering and things of multiple users in your scale, I would not use a scale of that nature where everyone's like entering all of their data in there. And the reason why I say that is because a lot of times that can mess up settings and make it inaccurate, especially if you have people like shifting things, because it might be storing data from another user in your home. And I had somebody have a traumatic experience because her scale wasn't accurately calibrated, and it was telling her that she was 15 pounds less than she actually was. And then once she got weighed professionally at her gym, it was like a huge difference, and it was a very shocking to her. So keep all that in mind. Another rule of thumb, have you guys ever done this to check out if your scale is accurate, is if you have like a 10-pound weight or any weight in your house of known weight. So, dumbbells, for instance, if you put like a 10-pound dumbbell on your scale, it would be really good to know whether or not that 10-pound dumbbell weighs 10 pounds on your scale. And the reason why I'm telling you that, if your scale says your 10-pound dumbbell is 10.5 or 9.2, that's going to tell you something about the calibration curve. And if you need help understanding that and how to do that, just let me know. But it's a really good point check to make sure that your scale is accurate. So now I do believe, if I've done my job correctly in 2026, that you guys should not necessarily be asking yourself if the number on the scale matters, because friends, it doesn't. It doesn't. It's not the end all be all, but it can be a helpful tool. But remember, the scale is going to fluctuate wildly around your cycle. It's going to fluctuate when you have carbohydrates, like a carb-rich meal. And the reason for that is because 1 gram of carbohydrates binds 3 grams of water. So if you ate a carb-heavy meal, you're going to see a bigger fluctuation and uptick. And then likewise, if all of a sudden you just stop eating carbs and go very, very low carb, hello from Mexico, you may see a very big drop. But remember, the scale is also water weight. It's also salt. It's also inflammation. It's also the carb retention factor. So the medications can jack up the scale. But if you're going to measure it every day, do it and monitor the trends. And again, it can be helpful. It can absolutely be helpful. And I don't mind you guys measuring daily. Again, if you're going to emotionally detach from the number and you're going to be at a place where you're just looking at trends. Now, how many of you watching this where are in the space where it's a slippery slope, where you feel like you shouldn't be looking at the numbers on the scale by yourself, like without a coach, like, or somebody like me to be reviewing your stats and looking at your measurements and looking at your body composition? Because the thing is, friends, guess what? If you don't trust yourself with that information alone, and you know that you might mentally spiral, you have to know yourself. So the thing is, if it's going to be too much for you, again, don't do it. But at the same time, I have clients that I've worked with successfully where the scale was never a data point. And I want to tell you guys that. So I've done all kinds of coaching, because the coaching is custom to the person, where, think about this. If that scale number is going to haunt you, I can coach you and guide you based off of progress photos and measurements alone. So keep that in mind. If you're the type of person where you're watching this and you're like, Christine, I really do have weight to lose. I really do need to get a move on with this. Who here watching this has at least 25 pounds of stubborn fat that they would love to be gone from your body for good this year? Who's in that boat? Comment me if you have 25 pounds that you never want to see again. And you've been avoiding it. You always say, if it cannot be measured, it cannot be improved. We need the data to help drive our actions. And I definitely agree. If it can't be measured, it can't be improved. However, the scale, it's helpful to a point, but as long as I have the measurements and photos, it's a big thing. Now, if you guys are watching this and you're like, Christine, you know what? I do need that help. I do need that accountability. I do need to lose this weight, because guess what, friends? It's not gonna go away on its own. If you don't change your actions, not only is it gonna stay there, you're probably going to gain. And I hate to be the bearer of bad news, and I'm not saying that to scare you guys. I'm not saying that to make you feel bad, but the reality is, if you don't do something about it, it's not going to undo itself. And if you have been sleeping on your habits, if you haven't been drinking that water, if getting your steps is like, okay, this is cool, nice to do, neat, but it's not something that you're conscious of. If you're not consciously getting enough fiber, if you're not consciously making sure you're getting enough protein, if you're not consciously taking care of yourself and making nourishment a priority, friends, what are you doing? Here, this happened to you this morning. You weighed yourself on a brand new scale. Definitely me. I am going to take my body measurements to have a broader idea of your progress. You do need help with all of that. Now, if that's you, sign up for the 42 Hard Challenge. I host this challenge once a year. The reason why I only do it once a year is because I do it too. And on 42 Hard, we take 42 days of focused structure. And there is a time and place to dial it in. There is a time and place to be strict. There's a time and place where you got to be like, you know what? This isn't going to happen unless I make it happen. And if you are watching this and you need a dent in your progress, not like a, does home workouts work? And the answer is 100% yes. We offer home workouts that can be built around whatever you have access to, but home workouts absolutely work. They work, friends, they work. The biggest piece, my friends, you guys already know what I'm going to say. It's the nutrition. Yes, workouts are good. Yes, it's good for your mental health. Yes, it's good to move. But if you don't have that caloric deficit locked in, you're not going to see meaningful progress. Now, what does meaningful progress mean? I'm going to tell you. If you follow 42 Hard 100%, you can most likely lose 1/2 inch off of your waist per week for 6 weeks. That translates into 3 inches off of your waist. Now, give me 1 second. You guys, stay with me. Stay with me. All right. I have a measuring stick here. All right. Putting this next to my face. This is 3 inches. Who would love to have this much? Look at it relative to my face and my body. Who would love to have that big of a dent come off of your stomach in 42 days? Look at that, friends. Realistically, and most people will probably lose more, honestly. Michaela says 42 Hard challenges are by far the best here. The support, the ease of tracking, the personal satisfaction was fantastic. And I really appreciate you sharing that experience, Michaela. But guys, look, that's 3 inches. That is 3 inches. I share this because, guys, do you want to lose this 3 inches over the course of 2 years, or do you want to get it done? Like, and I'm being really serious, friends, because tell you what, that is the difference of like 1 to 2 sizes. This is the difference between feeling like yourself again. You guys know that feeling when you start getting in a good groove with eating better and you're moving more. And I know it's the dead of winter. I know this weather sucks. I know it's cold out. And I get that. But friends, listen, we're going to blink and it's going to be springtime. And this challenge sits right at the perfect spot between winter and springtime. And if I could get you to the point by the end of April, if we could lose this much off of your waist, you are going to not only feel better, your clothes are going to fit better, your confidence is going to be better, your digestion is going to be better, your sleep is going to be better, and can I tell you what? Your mood is going to be better. How many of you guys, I'm going to be very, very honest and transparent here. When I'm not comfortable in my body, when I feel like very blah, like very fatigued, very low energy, not like eating the best, when I'm in that headspace, my confidence is jacked up. My mood gets really like bitchy. Just keeping it clear. I hate feeling like that bitchy version of myself. You guys know what I'm talking about? When you're working out regularly and you're eating correctly and your clothes fit right and you try things on and you like the way you look and you feel confident in your skin, that is priceless. Priceless. So friends, listen, the 42 Hard Challenge, this package is $199. Early bird enrollment, $50 off, is available till the end of this week. And the thing is, you guys, $149 to lose 3 inches off of your waist, get locked in, feel supported, just have the tools you need to get it done. It is priceless, my friends. You will spend $149 on freaking Uber Eats or DoorDash or just nonsense throughout this year. This is an investment in your health. This is an investment in your mental well-being. This is an investment in what's going to set the tone for the rest of the year. Think about that. How many of you guys would say without a shadow of a doubt that if you lost 3 inches off of your waist in 42 days, and some people lose more, I'll be honest with you, depending on how much you have to lose. I've had clients lose 4 inches off of their waist in the first week, people who've been dealing with very inflammatory bodies and ended up losing even more than that throughout the program. The 42 Hard Challenge is a 42-day nutrition and training challenge that's going to take place March 3rd through 42 days. So it's basically March through about halfway through April. This program will give you a custom meal plan, a training plan for your macro type, customized macros that change 2 times throughout the program. So you're going to have a phase 1 and a phase 2. So phase 1 is the first 21 days. Phase 2 is the second 21 days. We have a weekly group Zoom call. We have the opportunity for the winners to receive prizes. And the number 1 prize is the grand prize winner is going to receive a fitness photo shoot with me. You're going to be flown out to the Philadelphia area to meet me personally. And guys, I can guarantee you that if you lost this much off of your waist between now and mid-April, obviously we're going to be starting in March with this, it will change the trajectory of your entire year. Meaning, the difference between 2026 ending on a high note or 2026 just being a repeat of every other freaking year, get started now. Get started now, get started now, get started now. Make this investment, get the savings. Like, don't wait till the last minute, friends. I want to make this affordable for you guys, but you got to work with me here. You got to pay attention to when these discounts are available. Save that $50. Put that money, extra money towards the groceries you're going to have. And guess what? Not only are you going to lose fat in inches during this program, but guess what? You're going to save money on groceries. You will absolutely save money on groceries when you start planning out your meals. How many of you guys know without a shadow of a doubt when you're eating healthier? And yes, I know salmon is more expensive and protein is more expensive, but guess what? That quality food is a heck of a lot cheaper than you going out to eat, you just buying snacks and random things. Guys, make an investment in your health and get started. And here's the last caveat, friends. This is the last thing I'm going to say. I believe in the program so much that if you do not receive results based off of following the program, guess what? I will give you your money back. Money back guarantee. You have nothing to lose but the fat on your body. You have nothing to lose but the fat on your body. So if it doesn't happen, like I said, I will refund you. And friends, I have never had to refund anybody because it works. So if you want to get set up, go to gaugegirltraining.com. If somebody can type the website name for me, Michaela, if you're still there, do you mind doing that for me, love? I might be able to pin the comment. But guys, I'm trying to tell you, and the reason why I'm being so emphatic about this is because I know that weight is a real issue. I know that people are uncomfortable in their skin. I know that it's hard for you guys to talk about. I know that it makes some people feel bad. I know it makes some people feel guilty. I know it makes some people feel shame. I know it can bring up a lot of emotions when you really look at where you're at with your body. But guess what, guys? We can do something about it. We got to stop the coulda, woulda, shouldas. We got to stop the if I had started then, if this hadn't happened, if this hadn't happened. Guys, guess what? We're here now. You can't live in the past. You can't change the past decisions you've made. But this year can get a heck of a lot better if you really focus your energy and intention. And back to the whole premise of this video is, should you weigh yourself daily? If you want to maximize the data and the trends and understand your body, I say go for it. If you're at a place where the emotional regulation is too sensitive for you, don't. There's no right or wrong answer. If any of you guys watching this do want to join the program, or if you want to perhaps upgrade and include the coaching, which is on sale as well, book a complimentary discovery call, and I would be happy to support you guys. So, friends, I hope that this has been beneficial for you. I will see you guys inside of the 42 Hard Challenge. Just make sure you sign up so you guys can get that early bird discount. And before you guys leave, do me the biggest favor, give the live stream a thumbs up. I'm going to sit here. I'm not going to turn this live stream off until at least like 2 more people give me a thumbs up. That weighing statement you made was very smart, and it's fair. I mean, it's okay to do it every day for the data. Thank you, Michaela. Thank you, babe. Okay, one more person, please, before I sign off. I will beg. I will literally beg. Do you guys know how to find it? I don't even know how to find where the thumbs up is. I think there's 3 dots somewhere, and you click it. Thank you, friends. I love you all. Please, again, drop that thumbs up. Have a blessed day. Visit Gauge Girl Trade. Yay! I got my extra likes. You guys are the best. You guys are the best. Sign up. Any questions, let me know. But does this time of day work for you guys for me to jump on here? I feel like we're at around 5 o'clock Eastern time. I'm not sure. Do I know all the American rejects? I do not. All right, friends, if this is a good time, we could continue this, but it's just really important to me to get reconnected to you guys in a very meaningful way. And these live streams are my lifeblood. And like I said, I've been taking time to focus on my emotional regulation. And all I can tell you guys is your girl is doing amazing. It does for me, but I was wondering if it would be tricky. Oh, your mountain time. Very cool. Well, thank you, friends. Have a blessed day. It's 2 o'clock there. Okay, thank you for letting me know. But either way, guys, make sure you get connected, and I'll be back to make sure you guys don't miss out. But guys, let's do this together. Let's feel good together. Let's feel confident together, and let's change the trajectory of this year. Be blessed. Take care.